Did you think Squid Game was just a work of fiction? A dark, twisted fantasy created to shock and entertain? Think again, because history has a way of repeating itself, and the brutal death games we see in Squid Game find their eerie counterpart in one of the most infamous spectacles of the past, the life of Roman gladiators. Gladiators. The very word conjures images of valor and heroism. Men fighting bravely in colossal arenas, their every move watched by thousands of roaring spectators. But their story was far from glorious. Gladiators weren't just warriors, they were pawns in a system of entertainment where their pain and suffering became a public spectacle. Do you think they only fought other humans? Far from it. In fact, gladiators were often pitted against wild and dangerous animals. Lions, tigers, bears, and sometimes even packs of wolves. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast arena with no armor and only a short blade, staring into the eyes of a ferocious beast. This wasn't just a fight, it was survival against impossible odds. A game designed for the thrill of the audience and the death of the fighter. But the challenges didn't stop there. Gladiators were subjected to battles that were specifically rigged to create maximum chaos and suffering. Some matches involved multiple opponents, where one man faced several adversaries at once. Others were elaborate displays of cruelty, mock naval battles in flooded arenas where participants risked drowning, or fights in darkened spaces where traps were hidden to increase the danger. And yet, these fighters didn't always enter the arena willingly. Many were prisoners of war, captured from distant lands and sold into slavery. Others were criminals, sentenced to die in the games as punishment. But perhaps most unsettling of all, some were free men, everyday citizens lured by promises of wealth and fame, desperate to escape poverty or obscurity. Their willingness to risk everything for a chance at a better life mirrors the desperation we see in Squid Game's contestants. Ordinary people trapped in a system designed to exploit their vulnerabilities. The training they endured was equally relentless. Gladiators were often treated as less than human, their bodies pushed to the limits to ensure they were ready to perform. Every move, every strike, every block was drilled into them repeatedly. Their lives were controlled by their trainers and owners, who saw them as investments, not people. And then there was the crowd, the thousands of spectators who flocked to arenas like the Colosseum to watch the bloodshed. For them, these events weren't tragedies, they were entertainment, a chance to cheer, to bet, to feel the adrenaline of life and death playing out before their eyes. The louder the roars, the more gruesome the spectacle, the more satisfied the audience felt. But let me ask you this. When you look back at these games, does it make you wonder how far we've really come? In Squid Game, contestants are exploited for the amusement of an elite, wealthy audience. In ancient Rome, gladiators were sacrificed for the pleasure of the masses. The methods may have changed, but the cruelty remains disturbingly similar. So, the next time you think Squid Game is just a fictional dystopia, remember, history has already given us its own version. The gladiators of ancient Rome weren't just fighters. They were forced participants in a deadly game, performing for an audience that saw their lives as disposable. Their story wasn't scripted, and there were no cameras. It was real, and it was written in blood. Think about it. Have we truly moved beyond such horrors, or do they still lurk beneath the surface of our modern society?